The kidnapping of Jayme Closs. On the night of October 15th, 2018, Barron County emergency dispatchers received a distressing 911 call from a cell phone. No one spoke, but the sounds of yelling and a struggle could be heard in the background. The dispatcher quickly traced the call to the Closs residence in Barron, a small town in Wisconsin. But when police arrived just minutes later, they were too late. They discovered a horrific crime scene inside the house. Jayme Closs, 56, and his wife Denise Closs, 46, had been shot dead in cold blood. Their 13-year-old daughter, Jayme, was missing. It was clear from the start that Jayme hadn't run away, she had been taken. The crime shocked the small, close-knit community, and soon a nationwide search for Jayme began. Investigators quickly pieced together that the killer had meticulously planned the attack. The perpetrator cut the phone line before forcing his way into their home, shot Jayme at the door, and found Denise and Jayme hiding in the bathtub. He forced Denise to tie up her daughter with duct tape around her wrists and ankles. After that, the attacker shot Denise in front of Jayme and then kidnapped her. The intensity and violence of the crime left many baffled, wondering what kind of person could commit such a brutal act. For weeks, there were no leads. Hundreds of law enforcement officers, volunteers, and FBI agents scoured the region, but Jayme was nowhere to be found. Missing posters with her face were plastered all over the country, and her story dominated news headlines. But despite the efforts of authorities, there was no sign of Jayme, and her abductor remained uncaptured. The man responsible for the murders of Jayme's parents and her kidnapping was Jake Thomas Patterson, a 21-year-old man from Gordon, Wisconsin. Patterson had no prior connection to the Closs family. In fact, he had never even met Jayme. He had seen her by chance one day as she boarded her school bus. At that moment, he decided she would be the one he would take. Patterson carefully planned the kidnapping over the course of several weeks, taking precautions to avoid detection and selecting a remote area for the abduction. On the night of the attack, Patterson shaved his head and face to avoid leaving any DNA evidence. Armed with a shotgun, he approached the Closs home, knowing that Jayme's parents would try to defend their daughter. The brutality and efficiency with which he executed the murders shocked investigators. After taking Jayme, Patterson stuffed her into the trunk of his car and drove her to his family's cabin in a remote wooded area, about an hour from Barron. For the next 88 days, Jayme was held captive in the small cabin. Patterson kept her hidden, controlling her movements and monitoring her closely. He barricaded her under a bed, surrounded by weighted objects, and threatened to kill her if she tried to escape. During this time, Jayme lived in constant fear, unsure of whether she would ever see her family or her home again. The isolation of the cabin, located in the woods of Gordon, made it nearly impossible for anyone to find her. Patterson took extraordinary measures to conceal Jayme's presence. He would leave the house for hours at a time, but he made sure to block her in so she couldn't escape. Neighbors later reported that they had no idea anyone else was living in the house with Patterson. The remoteness of the cabin and Patterson's ability to keep her hidden created a sense of hopelessness for Jayme, but she remained determined to survive. Even in these horrific circumstances, Jayme never gave up hope. She waited for the right moment to escape, knowing that her chance might come at any time. On January 10, 2019, nearly 3 months after her abduction, Jayme found the opportunity she had been waiting for. Patterson had left the house, and for the first time, she felt she could make her move. She managed to free herself from the barricade under the bed and put on a pair of Patterson's shoes, which were far too big for her. She bolted from the house and ran down the road, eventually encountering a woman walking her dog. The woman, Jean Nutter, was shocked to see the disheveled, terrified girl running toward her. Jayme quickly identified herself and told Nutter that she had been kidnapped. Nutter immediately brought Jayme to a neighbor's house, where they called 911. The call went out, and law enforcement officers were dispatched to the scene. When police arrived, Jayme described the cabin where she had been held and gave them a description of Patterson's car. In a stroke of incredible timing, Patterson was driving through the neighborhood, and officers were able to apprehend him without incident. He immediately confessed to the kidnapping and the murders of Jayme's parents, telling officers, "I did it." Jayme Closs was hailed as a hero for her bravery and determination in escaping her captor. Despite the trauma she had endured, she was able to provide authorities with the information they needed to arrest Patterson and bring him to justice. In May 2019, Patterson pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 1 count of kidnapping. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The story of Jayme Closs is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit. She endured unimaginable terror and grief, and still managed to survive and outwit her captor, ultimately leading to her own rescue. Her story captured the hearts of people around the world, and her courage continues to inspire others. The case also raised awareness about the dangers of stranger abductions and the importance of community vigilance. Although such cases are rare, they remind us that even in moments of darkness and fear, there is always hope for survival and justice. The kidnapping of Jayme Closs is one of the most remarkable recent stories of survival and resilience. It's a chilling, suspenseful tale that demonstrates how even in the face of great evil, bravery and determination can conquer all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more terrifying true stories.